There was a time when cyberbullying didn't exist 24/7 and you had to be in front of a computer for it to happen. Now it can happen anywhere, anytime.
Cyberbullying can happen anywhere, anytime, as long as you have any type of social media account such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, AskFM, YouTube, Tumblr and Instagram, or even just via texting.
Cyberbullying can happen to anyone of any age from any walk of life, including children, teens and adults, who all feel distressed and alone when being bullied online. Some people feel embarrassed about being bullied. This results in them keeping it to themselves and afraid of being judged. Sometimes it can seem like cyberbullying will never end, but there are some things you can do to make it stop. Nobody has to go through it alone. Often the first steps in stopping it are telling someone.
Someone you trust could help you report the cyberbullying and could give you more confidence to deal with the situation. You can talk to a friend, an adult you trust, or even childline counsellor.
There are lots of great things about using social networks, but sometimes people use these sites to be abusive or nasty towards other people.
Setting up a safe profile is a really important part of social networking. If you can, you could set up your profile so you have control over who can see what you post.
Just remember that you have the right to block anyone who bullies you, and you can also report it to the social media site you're using at the time.
But if you are getting abusive or nasty text messages, remember, don't reply to the nasty messages that you receive. Keep the messages that you have received so you can show someone. Don't answer any calls from a withheld number.
Don't keep it to yourself or try to deal with it alone, and always remember to tell an adult you trust, like a parent, grandparent or teacher.
What do you think cyberbullying is?
It's any situation where people are receiving mail directed to them, which is saying something which they don't like, they don't want to hear. And as far as I understand, it's largely to do with directed towards people in terms of their body image, what they look like and things like that. That's what I perceive it as being.
Our love is like a song, can't forget it. Girls were calling me names and calling me fat and calling me this and that, and people believe that that words don't really mean that much, and that, oh, people are just saying this or saying that and it doesn't mean anything. But words can be really powerful, and it caused a lot of problems for me to this day that I still struggle with. If you're bullying someone, I would say to put yourself in the victim's shoes, because you would never want someone saying those things to you, and even if they are being said to you, remember how hard it feels and how much it sucks, so don't do it to other people.
And I went from having all these friends to none. And that's the effects that bullying can have on you, and that's why I'm so adamant and outspoken about why it's so important to get the awareness out there that teen bullying can cause these issues. You know, I struggled with cutting, with anorexia, basically bulimia, and
were you drinking or doing drugs or anything like that?
I would be lying to you if I said that I never experimented or self-medicated with drugs and alcohol.
My only way of really coping with it was through my eating disorder, so I just stopped eating, and that was my way of coping with it.
Her depression would eventually lead to urges to cut herself.
I've suffered from cross addictions over the past few years. I was trying to control my eating disorder, trying to get help for it, and when I was taking care of those things, the urges to do that came up. So for me, it was okay to do that because I wasn't throwing up anymore. I chose to share this story with my fans because I realized that if I'm vocal about getting help and sharing my story with other people, then maybe someone else will find the courage to get help too. You know, I feel like it's really important that I spread more of a message and not just sing for the rest of my life. That, you know, I use my voice for a better cause, and I feel like this is one of them. You know, I think that helping young girls with their issues like eating disorders and cutting is really important, and I think it's important to inspire young girls to speak up and to get help about those issues. I believe that I was born to be someone that helps other people. I can define my career as something more than just music and acting. You know, it's something like being a role model.
Just remember, cyberbullying can result in tragic offence such as suicide and self-harm. Just because someone can't see your face doesn't mean what you're doing is any less hurtful.